My name is Sarah. I'm originally from Vancouver. I moved to Toronto in 2017 with my sister. Back then, we came here to open a women's kickboxing studio. That was sort of the idea and the dream. We operated for about 2 years until the pandemic, and I started painting during then. So the funny story is I was in lockdown for maybe about 2 weeks. I did a lot of little side projects, and then my partner was called away for the military. He's in the reserves. So at one point he decided to give me an early birthday present, which was in mid-May. And he told me to watch some Bob Ross on Netflix because he was reputable for being this super calming, soothing guy. And he noticed that I was obviously very nervous and agitated about the state of the world. And he's like, you need a hobby. You need to just chill and just try something new. So I had a set of beginner's paint. I had a tabletop easel. And I think I did about 3 videos with Bob Ross before I got really frustrated and realized that I was not a landscape painter. And that was the first time I painted over it and did a portrait and kind of fell in love with that. So ever since then, it's just been a lot of finding images that speak to me, that I'm curious about, watching other artists and their styles and applications, and doing what you do best, which is that imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right? I spent about 6 months trying to figure out what I was going to do after I figured out that with the indefinite timeline of everything closing, I was not able to reopen the kickboxing studio. And amongst a couple other options, I had friends who were small business owners who did markets, who did a lot of vintage clothes. So they suggested I try to do artisan markets and just see what happens. So I started doing markets in the summer of 2021 and kind of just fell in love with it. I loved the community, the people. I loved having conversations with everyone. It's really, really cool seeing and hearing the feedback of what you create at home, and then just people from all over the world will kind of connect with it differently. So I think everyone tries to have an idea of balance, and I think is a great idea of a goal to have. But I think balance really is misinterpreted as a semblance of you're always trying to be steady, whereas in general, like, life wouldn't be interesting if it wasn't up and down. And in general, with our modern life, we can't have just a steady flow of everything anyways. So just enjoying it, enjoying the times when it's super, super busy and the hustle's needed, and then enjoying it when I get to take it slow. And I think that's the greatest benefit of being self-employed and working from home. So I'm just gonna take it as it is. So this year has been incredible. I set a financial goal at the beginning of this year in order to pursue it full time, and I'm really, really happy to announce that I have reached it before the end of year, which is incredible. But then again, it is also terrifying. I think anytime you hit a goal, there's always the idea of what's the next step. So next year is more of a kind of refining of what I'm doing and kind of being more selective of where I want to take my artwork, and as well just doing more self-digging hopefully over this winter and finding what parts of the art is still intriguing to me, and really asking myself why I'm still painting what I paint, to make sure that I'm being authentic. I was always glad I never went to journalism school for the same reason I didn't want to go to art school, because I was afraid of the criticism that might happen if I was sharing a creative part of me. But in an ironic way, I feel like art has been such a nice sort of in-between buffer where I'm still able to express myself and write behind the scenes of it, but then is not the most succinct, clear communication of what I feel, because that's up to the audience's observation. And I kind of like that intimacy of a conversation that you can have without using just words sometimes. So I guess that's why.